In this video, we'll talk about the most brutal and memorable kills committed by the famous Michael Myers. Halloween is one of the most successful and long-running slasher movie franchises of all time. It even beats Scream in terms of a bit of common sense and a rational explanation for the need to kill. While the franchise has been rebooted a few times, still, we've compiled Myers' best kills just for you. Number 15. Alice Martin, Halloween 2, 1981. John Carpenter's masterpiece returned after the events of the original movie, which started it all. Michael Myers was thought to be dead because he was stabbed multiple times. Anyways, this kill belongs to Alice Martin, who is a regular student at Haddonfield High School. Alice hears a scream from next door when she's talking to her friend Sally. Little did she know that Myers was at work, and he thought, why not take it up next door? So poor Alice gets a classic Myers as he slits her throat brutally in a jump scare that ends her short-lived role. Number 14. Kelly Meeker, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Michael returns on Halloween 4 to hunt down Laurie Strode's daughter and niece. In this quest, he meets the unfortunate Miss Kelly Meeker. Michael loves to pretend to be other people. He kills the cop who's guarding Kelly and pretends to be him when Kelly comes out. He waves the dead cop's shotgun, but that's not his style. Instead, he impaled her with the gun and left her hanging on the wall. Now that's more like him. Number 13. Nurse Marcus, Halloween Kills. What can we say? Michael Myers has a thing for people at work. Whether it's cops, nurses, or even electricians, his killing instinct just tingles the hardest around them. So Nurse Marcus gets the worst of it in the second installment of the franchise's 2018 reboot. It's plain disgusting, but it's an iconic kill. Marcus even tries to choke Michael with a stethoscope. It could have been a better attempt if he just poked his eye with a scalpel. Michael knew better, and that's why he put a knife through the poor nurse's eye. That's definitely one of the worst ways to go. Number 12. Electrician Bucky, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. As we said, Myers has a thing for people minding their own business and working in uniforms. He just can't stand them and wants to put them out of their way immediately. In this one, Myers is back to haunt Haddonfield and kills his niece. He encounters the innocent Bucky working at the Haddonfield power plant. So, being in a power plant automatically puts the idea of electrocuting on the table, and that's what the notorious killer does. He simply throws the poor guy into a transformer until he squirms and screams to death. This leads to the power going out in the town, which is all the more convenient for killing. Number 11. Annie, Halloween 2, 2009. The famous Rob Zombie reboot of the franchise, which never really got the cult following Halloween is always enjoyed. Still, the kills were in contrast to what Michael stands for: brutal spilling of innocent blood. In this case, it's Annie Brackett, played by Danielle Harris, who also survived the events of the first film, but her luck ran out in the second. She's put up against the famous boogeyman once again, and she doesn't survive this time. This kill is kind of different, as Rob used a suggestion in this one to hint at Annie's death. It looked like she'd had a violent struggle for survival, but unfortunately, she was found barely alive in a demolished bath covered in a pool of her own blood. Yikes. Number 10. Dr. Sartain, Halloween, 2018. It's almost criminal to say, but most people would have wanted the guy to die one way or the other. The 2018 comeback of Michael Myers breathed life into the franchise once more, and Dr. Sartain's death was a bit more satisfying to the viewers. Dr. Sartain's obsession with Michael led him to kill a police officer and take the killer to Laurie Strode. Myers eventually wakes and simply drags Sartain out of the car and crushes it. Literally, he crushes the guy's head with his bare foot. End of story. Number 9. John Strode, Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Some people just have it coming. John Strode is the garbage of a person who beats his wife and is awful to his children. He's so rotten inside that he even moves his family to the original Myers house, and that just does it for Michael. So one night, John goes down to the basement to check the fuse, only to find the washing machine flooded with blood. And that's the cue, folks, because Michael can't help it when he sees a man near electricity. So his reflex is to throw the guy into the fuse box and let him foam at the mouth. Sometimes we wonder how he even manages his appetite. Number 8. Floyd Benny, Halloween 2, 2009. Sometimes we wonder if it's Wolverine under that mask, because nothing seems to kill Michael Myers. When the serial killer gets caught trespassing on Floyd Benny's property, he's not willing to risk and takes along a few of his family members to put an end to his reign. Surprisingly, they find him and beat him to a pulp with metal rods and baseball bats, but Michael is the man of steel himself. Even after taking a beating, he gets up, picks up Floyd, and impaled him on deer antlers at the back of a truck. Classic Myers. Number 7. Operating Room Massacre, Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. While it's not Michael Myers' forte to leave a party full of bodies, sometimes even he can go into the massacre mood. Michael goes on a rampage when he finds himself back at the Smiths Grove Sanitarium in his pursuit of finding Jamie Lloyd's daughter. When a couple of nurses and doctors go inside an operating room for surgery, Myers is waiting for them, and he goes on a killing spree until he turns the room red. The scene is shown with dramatic flashing lights to hint at each kill. He was quite productive that day. Number 6. Jamie, Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Michael had a thing for killing his sister and the rest of their kin, so he went after his niece, Jamie Lloyd, and we can see her character recurring in parts 4, 5, and 6. Well, she doesn't get past part 6, as she is found by her uncle and cornered in a barn. There are many things there to kill with, so Michael goes for the corn thresher. He simply picks her up and impales her on the device. It was his signature move that he was saving for family only. Not only that, but he even turns on the machine to have the rest of her niece churned into pieces. Number 5. Cameron Elam, Halloween Kills, 2021. Halloween Kills had some iconic kills, and it'll be unfair not to mention the gruesome death of Cameron Elam. Cameron gets to experience the most brutal side of Myers as he beheads him and throws it around the house. He throws it down the staircase, and when Allison pleads for him to stop, he goes on and twists the already severed head. It's one of the most inhumane Michael kills of all time. Number 4. Judith Myers, Halloween, 1978. The kill that started it all. It was classic, brutal, and Michael's introduction to human flesh. Michael Myers is just a little boy dressed as a clown, but everything changes when he pulls out the kitchen knife and heads upstairs. He opens his sister's room, where she was with her boyfriend a minute ago, and all hell breaks loose. She's brushing her hair when Michael slashes her and continues to do so. He repeatedly stabs her in the chest until she gives in and blood pools around her. This is where it began, and that is why it's special. Number 3. Bob, Halloween, 1978. Bob just wanted a freaking beer after an awesome session with Linda in the Wallace household. He goes downstairs to find himself a good brew, but hears an ominous noise instead. He opens the door and bam! It's Michael Myers waiting to make his classic impaling move. He lifts the poor guy in the air after stabbing him in the chest and pins him to the door. We wonder how many times Myers has done that, but this was the first time, so it's always gonna top everything off. Number 2. Big John, Halloween Kills, 2021. Big John's kill is a work of art. First, he goes for the unlikeliest of places to stab, the armpit. While the crowd is still recovering from this heinous act, Myers goes for the eyes. He doesn't stab them, but prefers to use his fingers for a grand skull-crushing move. Blood gushes out of Big John's eyes, and it's almost difficult to watch. Afterward, he just squeezed his head and was done with it. Number 1. Officer Francis, Halloween, 2018. Officer Francis seemed like he knew what he was doing, but his brutal killing states that he wasn't that good at his job. He was one of the officers assigned to protect Laurie Strode in 2018, but ended up getting decapitated by Myers. Though Michael is not shown in action in this murder, how he left the scene makes it so good. Michael carved Francis's head like a jack-o'-lantern and even lit a candle inside of it. It was his way of telling the town he was back. That's a wrap for this video. Did your favorite Halloween kill make it to the list? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.